Much for joining me. So, Purposely Calibrated. We're here on Saturday, just starting a little late. Usually it's me and Carlos, but I've been informed that Carlos is not going to be able to join us, so I decided to just go ahead with it. And I hope that that's okay. We're going to miss Carlos terribly, but we'll be back in full effect next Saturday, 11 a.m. Me and Carlos together, vibing out, catching up, calibrating with you guys. So I thank you so much. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for joining, Tony. I'm just going to check and see and make sure that it's linked to Facebook properly, because one of the benefits of doing it on this Get Vocal platform is that it simultaneously to other platforms, which is so beneficial to someone that has a busy life, family, things to do. It really helps you be most productive and efficient with what you are doing. So let's see, I just brought up Facebook. So we are live on Facebook. Okay, that's just fine. Just bear with me while I utilize this to the fullest. I'm going to check out YouTube because I'm live as well. How's you guys' Saturday going? What are you guys getting into? What are you doing? So because Carlos usually sets all this up, when I went to go schedule it on Facebook, hi. So let me check the streams and see if it took me off, because it was streaming to both Facebook and let's see, hopefully on this one. Okay, so it looks like it's back live. Let me just turn Facebook back on. Sorry, guys. Let's see if Facebook caught it again. Okay, hi. Aaron, are you seeing me live in Good Vocal just fine? Okay, so I think that I'm back on Facebook. Okay, yes, back on YouTube. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, so I'm back on YouTube. Thank you so very much for watching me on YouTube. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Okay, so technical difficulties, but I got through it, right? So one thing that happened with Get Vocal is it's in beta stage. So right now it's kind of getting funding, building things, listening to the public, giving us what we want, what we need. So it's doing its best. So it just kicked me out, but that's okay. It kept me streaming. I'm still streaming. I have to reconnect to all of the platforms. Hey, Andre, I don't have to reconnect to all of the platforms again. So that's awesome. But what I was saying before is that this is a great platform, and you want to utilize it in the most proficient and effective manner. So it's hooked up to YouTube and Facebook right now. But what I was saying is when I put it on, I have like a default picture, and it's like 4 little pictures of me, and it says love yourself. So I don't know, Carlos usually chooses the title of what we talk about and the outline. He sets it up, and I kind of just show up and say hey. But since he's not here today, he's working something out with a client. Since he's not here today, I thought I'd just take that picture, because on that picture it says love yourself. And I think that is so very important for people to do, and I think it's an um, overlooked healing mechanism that people need to embrace on a manner. It should be something that's kind of calibrating within you all the time. Just who you are, loving who you are, accepting who you are, acknowledging it, and moving forward as you are, and knowing that you are more than enough. So today is going to be about loving yourself. So I hope that everybody that's in Get Vocal and Facebook, if you want to come on, please do jump in. I'm just checking Facebook and making Facebook so where I can see the comments, because I can see that I'm on, but I can't see if people are there. Hi, Facebook. Thank you so much for joining me. Hey, Amisha. Hey, Kim. Okay, so loving yourself is so very important. And I have something that I say that's it's like WYC. What's your calibration? So I always say that you are more than enough. So it's not enough to just pretend or act like or strive to be or want to be or even just accept the lesser person that you are from day to day. I feel like every time that you have breath, it should be utilized to breathe life into your presentation of life, your visionary of life, just who you are, and knowing that that is something that is needed. You got to think about this as like a pot of stew, and each and every one of us is an ingredient, and we are put into this pot of stew to do a job that creates a sensation on a taste bud. And it's very important that we show up in that space, no matter how big, how small, how whatever it looks like. We're all very important in the outcome of how this meal tastes to the taste buds. So I find that it's very important to honor who we are and not allow society, the normals and judgment of how things and expectations as well to mold who we are and who we're striving to be. I think it's very important that we calibrate down to zero within ourselves and who we are, and get to know who we are and honor that. That happens by doing things you do like, doing things you don't like, acknowledging things about yourself, honoring things about yourself, accepting things about yourself, and truly knowing that you are more than enough. I know that there's a lot of value systems out here that don't allow you to add up sometimes how you feel like you add up on the inside. I want you to throw those value systems away and recreate a value system that honors who you are and everything about you to the highest regard, so that you feel your real calibration and do what you are destined to do and what you can do. Because I feel like when great people don't feel great, they don't do great things. And I feel like that is something that everybody misses out on, because that's where our cures come from. That's where our advancements come from. That's where just inspiration comes from. You want great people to step out and do their part. And that's what I'm saying. You are great. I'm great. And we got to step out and be great. Don't get caught up in somebody else's visions and dreams and value systems that don't honor you. If you are not walking on cloud nine when you wake up in the morning and looking in the mirror and just looking for your day and how that you move and who you are, there's a calibration that needs to come within you. But there's also an acceptance of who you are. Some people like to envision who they think they are, and they like to think that they would react this way and be this way. But then when something comes and the opportunity arises for them to act in that manner, it's not so easy all the time. So I believe that comes from it not being your natural organic space, a calibration of who you are. And I think that comes from us just being instilled that there are proper ways and certain ways for things to go and for them to be. We create those certain ways and proper ways, day by day, second by second, by what we accept, what we protest, um, what we contribute, what we spread, um, you know, just actions that we take. Every choice has decisions that mold those acceptances and those calibrations of boundaries that make you feel less than. So I tell you that to instill the power in you that you get to create it. You get to choose what you accept, because there's no possible way for everyone to know all of them, or to be able to honor all of them, or know all of them, or accept all of them. So you're actually limited to your space, environment, the people around you, what they had and what they fed into you. And that is the only thing that makes your information yours. But that gives you the power to go out and create new information, to create new value systems, to honor everything about you, to make your vision of who you want to be tomorrow your here and now. And you always have that power. It never has to be tomorrow. What power you have for tomorrow, you have right now instilled in you. Anything that you want to do, it's just simply a choice and a matter of action to follow and to be consistent with. And I know that that's easier said than done, but in the beginning, it's harder than it will be. It will become second nature, especially if it's something you truly desire and it's your true organic calibration of what you really want. Not your mother's, not your father's, not your sisters, your best friends, the media, the society, yours. Whatever you want to do. People come and say, oh, yeah, well, all I like to do is sit on a couch and eat Cheetos. Fine, we're going to be a movie critic and a food critic. Let's go. You know, there's something to be done about every desire and want. And nobody wants exactly what you want. So don't be shy. Like, the universe, God, has no value system the way that we value it. So don't be afraid to ask and reach for the sky. You know, we created the dollar bill and the dollar amount. 2 billion looks like the same as $2 when trying to manifest what you want. So don't think small, and don't let the calibration of yourself make you feel like you deserve less because you have acknowledgement of your own self shortcomings. So everybody doesn't go and put their shortcomings on Front Street, right? So you're looking at people honoring their value system and then comparing yourself on their value system, and they're not contributing all of the negativities and the negative things they've done, or would be perceived to be negative things that they've done, and perceived failures that they've had. They're not just throwing them all on the front page saying, here is my calibration, and here I'm still regal. I'm still graceful. I am still strong. I am still here. All you're seeing is a regal, graceful, strong person standing before you. And you don't know those negative and perceived negativities and perceived failures that they've gone through, but you have to sit with yours. They're in your heart, they're in your mind, you relive them, they go over and over. I did this, I should have said that. Oh my God, it's too late. Oh, I'll never do this. It's never too late. As long as you have breath, you are supposed to be creating a life, a second, a moment, a now that represents you, that carries your flavor, that has you invested in it, all of you, the good, the bad, the ugly. It's all okay. As long as you're not hurting nobody. As long as you're not hurting nobody. So it's all okay. So I say all of that to say that I want people to embrace themselves. The good, the bad, the ugly, just, it is what it is. And it's more than enough. We need not pretend to be something else. We need not pretend to not like what we love. And we need not climb scales and ladders that were built for other people who couldn't even fathom the life that we've gone through, and the knowledge that would highlight us and show us off in our best space. You know, you ever seen like the picture of like the education system and all the little animals lined up on the side, and they're only teaching and have an environment set for, one of the species that's there. And so the other ones, they are not being honored and highlighted in that environment. And I feel like that's kind of the same of like autopilot in our everyday life. And I feel like once you can acknowledge that and look at that, it gives you power to get off the autopilot, to make sure you're tuned into who you are, make sure that you're accepting who you are, zero the scales out and rebuild them around you, with you in the center and you in the highest regard, and know that that is the truth and reality that is yours. And only your truth and your reality is what you experience. So when you feel like you're going through something negative, or you're less than, or you can't make it through, I want you to remember that we're the champions of every day that we've been through. We have gotten through things that we thought were going to demolish us. People have tried to do things to demolish us and take us out and tear us down. And we've done a good job doing it well, I bet, many of us. But we're still here. We still smile. There's still different opportunities. There's still another dollar that's made. It still comes through. Something else is of value. So honor yourself. It's already hard. It's hard not doing exactly what you want to do every day. It's hard working for somebody else. It's hard not working for somebody and living off the government. It's hard going day to day without getting a real job and having to make ends meet with little jobs here and there. It's hard to create an industry, an empire, and build something that no one's seen before. But is it really hard? I'd like to challenge people's definitions of these words: good, bad, hard, easy. I want to introduce you to a word called polarity. Polarity is that there's no up with no down, no left with no right. You find space and relative reference in between these spaces, and they only have names and titles so that you can navigate through them, not so that you can hold on to it as an identity of who you are because of what has been done to you or where you're at in that present moment. And that you always have the power to move within these titles as you see fit. Always have that power. It is never, oh, well, I needed to grow into it. I needed to learn this. No, you always had it within you. It's just you choose what your journey looks like. You choose how long it takes, how slow you go, how bumpy it is, whether you go left or right with the gravel road or the paved road or the road with the trees and the forest and the shade and the lakes, and different strokes for different folks. But you still have the power. And if you can wake up and look up and see your many pathways, and that your decisions are taking you on these pathways, you can then gain the power of it. And then you can make choices that are calibrated to you. But that's not that easily done in a world where opinions are always shared on Facebook and real life. And there's a lot of just people that are tired, people that just kind of just do every day and just kind of just go with the flow and rely on the outside to create a space of safety and to figure out the best route because they feel like that they are better equipped to do it, and that they were put into that place because they were better equipped to do it. I want to remind each and every one of you that each and every one of us are extraordinary, beautiful individuals and beings. So what that person can do, you can do as well. And you may even do it better. I want you to know that that is within you, no matter what it looks like on the outside, because you got to remember that you are sitting with all your limitations and negativities that you feel like you've experienced, but you're not getting the person that you're idolizing their front page of, their thought failures and things. Hey, Paul, how you doing? Thank you so much for coming up.
Yeah. Hey, I'm doing good. Thank you.
Oh, look at that audio. That's what's up. That's what's up. How's your
You like
Saturday?
my audio?
Yeah, nice audio.
Thanks for the compliments on the audio. I appreciate it.
How's your Saturday going?
Good. Just chilling out here in Austin, Texas,
Oh, home state.
at the condo downtown.
Nice. Very
Doing a little ham radio today.
okay.
Got my amateur radio gear here.
That sounds interesting. That sounds interesting. I love that.
This thing is a brick.
Woo!
That thing is a brick.
Wow.
It is heavy. That thing is very heavy. Well, I won't go into details. You don't want to hear them.
No, probably.
It's not a ham radio podcast.
Good. I mean, where would I learn information about a ham radio podcast other than someone that lights up about a ham radio that's built like a brick? You know, you would probably be the best person to
Right.
from. Definitely. So I will want to hear that. How did you come across this Get Vocal, this room that you came in? Just browsing?
It was highlighted. When you go to the Get Vocal site, it's like front and center.
Ooh,
That's the highlighted feature attraction.
Oh, well, thank you for telling me that. I did not realize that in the least bit. But I'm glad to have you here, Paul, because I met your acquaintance. So you're in Texas, Austin, Texas. I was born in Texas. And did you hear anything that made you get on, or did you just want to get on and introduce yourself and speak something?
I just saw an open seat, so I grabbed it. That's all.
Oh, that's cool. I appreciate the company. You know, it gets lonely up there. And I was just talking about calibrating yourself to who you truly are. You know, honoring who you are and knowing that it's more than enough. And that it's so important that each and everybody kind of gets up off this autopilot and really tunes into who they are so that they can land and go where they want to go. Because they are on autopilot, they look up and they're like, how did I get here? You know, you made choices and decisions and made turns that you weren't aware of. Yeah.
Getting my mic a little closer. Is my audio a whole lot better when I close talk the mic?
Your audio is so good, Paul. You could be on the other side of the room and it would be nice and clear. And I love your voice. You definitely have a podcaster's voice. So it's
well, I appreciate that.
Your audio is just fine. I'm probably
all right.
You hearing me is probably like, oh my gosh, she needs a microphone, she needs a screen. Dang,
here's some more of the ham gear over here. Okay, so ham radio.
So all of this is devoted to a podcast.
No, it's just ham radio. It's like alternate communications. It's how the people all over the planet would be talking if the internet went down. We would still be talking to each other.
Yeah, the frequencies. All right, in the channels. So you find interesting people, and you're able to lock into them and find them again, and create relationships.
Yeah, basically, the ham radio used to be like you talked on this ham radio to somebody else with another ham radio, but now you talk on the ham radio to the internet, and you can come out in England or Hong Kong or wherever, you know. And so the internet has added a whole new dimension to this old analog medium. Is now an analog medium connected with digital, with the internet.
Yeah.
So we can all talk to each other anywhere on the planet now without having to go through the airwaves, just over the internet. Yeah. So it's a hybrid technology is what it is.
I love the hybrid technology. It needs more of that. It's exactly what I'm talking about. People being met with inspiration and momentary opportunities. Because
what's your favorite podcast?
Mine? I know that
your favorite podcast
by Andre is a great podcast. Calibrating with Leela Life Coach is my favorite podcast. I don't listen to a ton of podcasts, but I definitely listen to the Togetherness podcast. It's about relationships.
What do you think of the Joe Rogan podcast. Have you ever heard that?
Yes, I love Joe Rogan. That's the man. I was actually going to go see him a couple of weeks out, but I missed him by an hour. He was sold out, and you needed to get there an hour to be able to be seated with dinner, and you just get in, and I missed it. But yes, I love it.
Where was that?
I live
Where
in
was
Los
that?
Angeles right now. I'm from Texas, but I live in Los Angeles now.
L.A., California. All right. I have a cousin, my cousin Jean. She's approaching 90 years old. She lives in Hollywood.
Stories.
And she used to do commercials for a living on TV.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's very cool. I love that. It's the place to be if you want to do that. 90 years old. I can't even imagine the stories that she has to tell. I believe
She's approaching 90. Yeah. She lives in Hollywood. I'm due to come out there and visit her. I need to see her before, too much longer.
oh, she don't even put that on her and just come on, just make the plans.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, she probably will.
Right? You never know. So, but just make the plans.
So what are your main interests in life? What are your main interests in life that occupies you?
Okay. So my main interest in life that occupies me is to pour into people how I know how to pour into people. I can break things down simply to make people understand them. I can make people recalibrate themselves to honor and accept and find happiness. So I love doing that because I find that there's a lot of unhappy people. And I like to show people another side, another way of being happy. That's my true love. I love talking to people. I love calibrating myself.
And what does a life coach do? What kind of people do you interface with as a life coach?
I go with entrepreneurs. I go with older people. I go with sad people, codependent people, women, emotional women, all kind of people. I mean, I feel like I can help anybody in any walk of life at any point because I really just show you a mirror of who you are and help you navigate through that. And because people just don't realize that they are more than enough. So I never doubt my skills to be because we're all extraordinary. I'm just going to show you the mirror.
All right, we'll carry on. I'll just listen for a while you carry on. Sorry for the interruption.
Oh, no, Paul. I really appreciate you coming back and forth. I mean, because I can talk. I was up here just talking away about calibrating yourself and who you are. So, I mean, it's people probably want to know things about me. So I'm glad that you asked. I'm glad I had the opportunity to say it. Do you have any opinions on life coaches? Have you ever had an experience with one?
I have never had a life coach. I've had a trainer at the gym, but not a life coach.
You find that the trainer at the gym was beneficial?
Yeah, it was very beneficial.
In what way?
You need motivation and guidance to, you don't want to just walk into the gym and not know what to do. You need some guidance about how to approach the weights and what kind of exercises and what kind of mix, to do. And so I found the trainer motivationally very helpful.
Right. Did you get the results that you wanted when you had the trainer?
I never get the results at the gym that I want. I'm still striving for that.
I'm looking at you. You looking pretty tight over there. Like, I don't see like where a good old 2 week anything wouldn't do amazing for you. And that's the thing. I feel like you look so great looking at you, but other people, how they perceive themselves is like, I don't have the results. You look great. I feel like any result that you really wanted to get to, 14 to 21 days of consistent action would get it and it'd be done. And then what's 14 to 21 days? Nothing. But in our hearts and our minds, it's bigger than us. But if we were properly calibrated to who we truly were, 14 to 21 days would not be bigger than us. And we would just make the decision and it would be done. In 3 weeks, we would have the exact body we've always wanted our life and everything that we wanted to do. Now, body can be, substituted in with anything that one desires. But you look pretty good to me, Paul. So I think just If you wanted it, it'd be yours, like just like that. What you reading?
So I'm on a 3 day break because I go to University of Texas gym, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's in between what do you call it sessions at the university.
Mm-hmm.
So on Tuesday I'm going to start back and I'm going to do like a water stretch at noon,
It's so nice.
and then at 2:30 I'll do a Pilates sculpt,
What?
and and then then open exercise between then and 5, and then at 5 I'll do total body conditioning.
Okay. What? You about to get it in? So you about to put your
If I can do that now, see, I got to get. How do I motivate myself to really do that? I mean, that's the goal, but to actually do that,
what?
how would you, as a life coach, advise me to actually make sure that that happens?
Why did you sign up for it? What do you want out of it? Is it your real desire?
Well, I want to do water exercise because I'm getting older, and water exercise is low impact, low, you know. So I want to get in some of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to revive my Tai Chi, you know, so I know Tai Chi. I want to see, it's motivation. You know, I want to do these things. It's just that I don't do it every day, and I need to get myself motivated to do it every day. So how, as a life coach, would you motivate me to actually follow through on these exercise plans that I have?
What do you do every day?
Some days I just sit around and just go for long walks. You know, but some days I get motivated and I'll head to the gym and work out at the gym,
Mm-hmm.
and it just varies, you know. But I'm trying to get so that I get more motivated and follow through on more of these exercise plans, you know.
Whenever we want to do something, it's done. So the thing is, I think you need to focus on what you want as the result out of it. What I mean, do you feel like you need to get fit? Are you having aches and pains where you can't do something that you want to do? Do you just feel like you shouldn't sit on the couch because that's not what you should do? What what is it about you? Not the general thing, not just oh one should be healthy. What do you personally want to get out of this action and this activity?
Well, I'm about 212 weight, so I'd like to get trim some of that, get down to about 185 or 180, somewhere in there.
Why
And
why?
just so I'm lighter on my feet, you know, so that I don't have so much impact on my knees. My knees are getting weak as I get older,
Mhm.
so I'd like to lose some weight to take less stress off my knees, so it wouldn't be so hard on them when I go jogging or bicycling or whatever, you know.
So what if I told you that if you continue to just sit there in that chair, your knees are going to get worse and worse, and it won't be able to hold you up, and you'll be very dependent, and you will probably only be left with your two-way radios to talk to people. But if you take 14 to 21 days and really commit to action, and that you will get exactly what you want at the end of 14 to 21 days. You will be lighter. Your knees will have joint elasticity that will then help you to go further and do more. So you will have to make a choice of how important you want to be lighter and have your knees to have less weight on them. So people can say, I want this and think that that's the best one. It's kind of like people that smoke and they know smoking is bad, or people that drink and they know it affects their liver. You still have to say, hey, I have to make a decision that I would like to have a very healthy, functioning liver and not have anything in it. I don't want any alcoholic in it or any alcohol in it and touch it. So then that would motivate someone to not drink. But if they're just saying, yeah, I drink a lot, that doesn't really make you do anything because it does have hard work. So I just think that as long as you're doing it for actually you and not just for some generic reason, you will do it. And the more you can acknowledge that it's 14 times to do something or 21, and you will have the results that you want and not take it on as such a big burden. And I did hear that you signed off for a lot. To say that you sit there and you kind of signing up, sometimes we can sign on for so much and it overloads us. And then we're just think, oh, this is too hard. I don't want to do it. So I think gain polarity on where you are and where you want to go. Take the first step and let that first step be okay. And all it does is tell you when you're going to get there. If you get up one time a week, you know it's going to take you more like 14 weeks to get it done, or 21 weeks to, you know, get somewhere. So the at least gaining polarity and accepting and acknowledging where your end is can make you make a decision. Yeah, I accept that and I want that, or no. I think people turn away from the end. So I feel like if you want it lighter weight on your knees to feel better, and you to be stronger in 14 to 21 days, it is done. And I would personally take you on to help you get through those 14 to 21 days if you want to accept it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I think,
I'm on. Okay. I'm on.
I think quick action has great results. I think when you make a decision and just make the decision and go, you start to get the things you didn't know you were going to get. You know, I'm a great coach, and I am happy to work with you for the next 21 days to motivate you, keep you focused on your goals, even if it starts to change, even if it starts to become something different. You know, we will focus on that, redirect, recalibrate, and go from there. So I hope that my one key thing is quick action. When you guys get a thought, an idea, just go. Don't overload yourself. Take the first step. Do what you can. Let that be enough. The data that you're going along the way is so very important. No matter whether it looks like a win, a success, or a fail, the data itself is important. And it means nothing. All it does is place you where you are and give you reference. So then you have the power to go where you want to go. And that should empower you to do whatever you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it. And that's it. So I'm freaking excited, Paul. I'm excited. So I'm gonna give you my number and my email. And
okay.
Out there that's looking for some kind of motivation coach, anything. I'm not.
Write it down. I have a book. I'll write it down.
Okay. It's my phone number is 818-319-3313. And that number is for anyone out there that feels that they would like to use it. My email is leahthelife.coach@gmail.com.
How do you spell Lee?
Leah, Leah, the THE, life coach.
Got it. At what?
At gmail.com.
At Gmail. Okay.
Okay. So
you're at the big G.
Yeah. I have them all though. I have my original ones in Yahoo and things like that. But you know, I like to investigate all platforms and things because you got to be well versed to help so many people. So I love learning new things and just diving in. So I'm so freaking excited, Paul. When are you gonna call me?
Soon. Very soon.
What's very soon? How do I put that in my schedule? You have time after this live?
Yeah. After you're off the air, yeah.
Okay. So if you give me a call at 1:00, I would really appreciate it so that I can just get a feel for you, so I can calibrate what you really want out of the situation. Because a lot of people can speak that they want something, but then they really want something else, or they maybe just, you know. So I want to get really centered on what you really want, and then we can go from there. And I'm freaking excited.
Okay, so that sounds good. And you'll notice that I'm already switched modes. I went from my laptop to the
You've been active.
To the phone, so I can go mobile here, so I can actually get a little exercise, which is what I'm going to start doing right now.
I love that. And that little bit matters. It all adds up, even to your mind state, your energy level, your strength being built up. being able to do things. Something's going to be hard in the beginning, but it's only that way temporary, guys. And it's be hard for things you don't. It definitely means you need to something you really want. That's for you, and that's focused on you. And we have very little time that we can carve out for us. So when we have the opportunity, we want to be sure to take it. So I'm inspired by you, Paul. And I hope other people are inspired by you. I think that you have inspired anybody that came across your the way that you are. I love it. Are those the stairs? Dude, do you have an elevator?
Yeah.
That's my dude. We about to do this. Paul. Lighter.
Good afternoon.
Fit.
The time is
Stronger.
2:00 p.m.
Done.
Floor 9. Floor 9.
What? Lord, that's my dude. You my hero right now, Paul. That's what's going on right now. You really like brightening my day. This is gonna be great, guys. So who would have thought this would have turned out like this? That I would have connected and with this amazing soul right here that could use a little motivation from me. And if anybody knows me, I'm a motivated person, and we're gonna make it do what it do. So we needed to come across each other. And I tell people we have internal GPSs. Get clear on what you want. Let it be okay what you want. As long as you're not hurting nobody. All of it is acceptable and love, and it's okay. Decide what you want, make a decision, and take action. You will get there. All it is clarity. All it is a step, a map. It's a beginning to an end. Once you take the first step, you know you need to go 100 more. You know you got to go 1,000 more. You got to go 5 more, and you get stronger with it. The floor 5. Paul is on the 5th floor. Oh, what commitment! What commitment! I love it. So he's going down to the 9th floor. I see the 4th floor. I love it, Paul. I love it. Zero yourself out to go back up. Get to zero of who you are and build yourself back up with the foundation that's of you right here, right now, because you are more than enough. And don't let nobody tell you that you're not. Don't let your brain try to protect you and set these boundaries that you cannot, because you can and you will. All it takes is the first step to get the data of how much longer it's going to take for you to get to where you really want to get and do what you really want. 2. Floor number 2. Floor number 2. What? Go ahead, Paul. No, you're making my heart smile right now. I love you. This is awesome. I have to say, I've never met Paul before in my life. And me and Paul are about to do something for each other. And I promise you, there are so many other encounters and calibrations just like this, waiting for you to be you. Waiting for you to show up and just do you, nothing more. Nothing more.
I've got a problem here. The door's locked.
That means you got to go back up, because I was going to ask you, now you know you go down, you got to be committed to go back up. So you go down, you got to be committed to go back up. It's all good.
I'm going to go outside.
You're going to go up 1 floor and then go out? I think you can make it back. I'm just saying.
Hey, how you doing?
Very pretty in there, Paul. So how often could you see yourself doing just something like that? Just getting some air, just adding that into your everyday thing every now and then. Oh, we lost him. But just that little thing was more than that what he was doing. And even if he just started out just doing that, going down, one day I'm going to get him to go back up. One day I'm going to get him to go back up. Then once he sees that he could go back up, he's going to be looking for other things to add to him. And he'll put more and more and more. And that's all it is. That's all everything is. That's what life is about, for you to get closer and closer to creating everything that is you for you and presenting yourself to the world just as you. Love yourself, guys. Take care of yourself. Honor yourself. Forgive yourself for when you didn't know, and honor yourself for when you do know. Okay? All right. I love you guys so very much. Pause back. All right. Oh, he went to the gym. Oh, he is. Oh, I am so in love with you, Paul.
I made it to the gym.
Made it to the gym, and it's right there. That's what we got to get through every day. But that's what we got to do. We gonna go take a walk down the stairs together every day.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I love it. I love it. Okay, don't work yourself too hard. Do what you can, because you're committed. You made the decision. All we need is the data, and then we'll keep increasing it as we feel better, as we get stronger. All right. So I'm so appreciative of you being just open and receptive to this journey that we're about to embark on. You're freaking amazing, Paul. You're my freaking hero. I can't wait to learn more about you. You're my type of dude. You're my type of people.
All right.
So you really gonna get on the treadmill right now?
I'm on it.
I'm on. I love it. So in love with it, Paul. You have made my.
You know, that's the name of a real famous gym they have in Austin. It's called On It.
On it.
In fact, Joe Rogan is an investor in that gym.
Oh, really? In Austin, Texas, On It. Sure.
Yeah, it's called ONNIT.
Oh, okay.
I've never been there though. I'd like to go there and just see what their spiel is.
And you're in Austin?
Yeah, Austin, Texas.
We're gonna go. We're gonna go there and we're gonna see the spiel. We're gonna get it. Okay, that is done. See, things like this, they're just done. They're just decided and done. You said OMMT?
ONNIT.
Oh yeah, like On It. On It, Joe. You said Joe Rogan, Austin, Texas. All right. All right. You're interested. I'm interested. Well, we're gonna find two people interested in Austin, Texas. We were drawn to each other. All right, guys. So I'm going to end the show with Paul on the treadmill. What a better way to end this segment. Freaking Andre, freaking Aaron, thank you so much for being on here, supporting me. I'm glad it came on. Paul, I love you so much. You're the best. We're going to do this. We're going to make this happen. I thank you guys so much for supporting me and coming on. My partner, Carlos Garcia, he's helping a client. With coming on, and I know I didn't come on last weekend because he's a busy guy, but I just wanted to show up for you guys, and I'm glad I showed up. You guys, this is what happens. Me and Paul showed up for each other. Me, Paul, Aaron, and Andre, and Kim, and Vita, and everybody on Facebook that's watching and on YouTube, they showed up for me. I hope that I showed up for you guys, and just do your natural feelings. Go with it. Do what you need to do because it takes you where you need to be. I have a 4-page book on Amazon that will change your life. It's called Yes, No, and Later. Decisions are so very important, but they need to be calibrated to who you are. So find clarity first and start making decisions and go with it. There are no wrong decisions unless, let's build that muscle, that strength up. Oh, I love it. I love this. Yes, no, and later. There's no bad or good anymore. It's just left and right. It just is. It's just pause or go. It's just slow down, yield. It's just the universe placing you where you need to be placed. It's just God taking you where you asked him to take you. Allow yourself to be placed there and go through the motions. I always go back to the little kid on the rope that's in the pool and he thinks he's drowning and screaming because he thinks he's drowning. Then a little girl comes over and pushes his leg down and he stands up. He's like, oh, I'm okay. First of all, that's us. But second of all, I want to draw attention to that there were adults standing around looking at this kid while he was kicking his feet. And people seemed appalled that the adults were not running in to save him. But that's because the adults knew that it was okay and that he could do this. When you are going through things, it is because you are more than capable of handling it. So handle it and go through it. No one's coming to save you because you got this. You are the champion every day. Go for it, okay? You are more than enough. I love that outdoors too because it's very important to be outdoors. This is going to be perfect for you going out there, Paul. I love it. You got to make sure you calibrate who you are. Make sure you do you. Make sure you know that you're more than enough. It leads you to where you're supposed to be. Your yeses, your nos are taking you forward. They're slowing you down. And I had another girl post. She says, does anybody get really upset and sad and hard on themselves when they get a ticket or something like that? And my first response was like, of course not. Because you have to understand that it's a numbers game to live in this world. There's going to be so many encounters with police officers and driving cars that you have to have a certain amount of tickets. You're just going to get your share. It's not because you're a bad person. It's not because you're dumb. It's not because you have bad luck. It's not because nobody cares about you. It's because you are here. And you have to take on your part of it. So whenever you're in a position to be able to pay for it, to go out and get a job, to get the money to pay for it, to ask somebody to borrow to pay for it, you're winning. You are winning. Those people, those opportunities, that money, that job, that ability was there at that moment so that you could take care of that. Because the world and the universe is giving you everything that you need to take care of, everything that you need to take care of. Do not allow your brain that has an important job to protect you, to scare you. It's just warning you. Do not take it as you need to not do it or stop. You need to you need to cross your T's and dot your I's. You need to get stronger and smarter about it. So definitely go out and do your things. I'm really going to get off right now, so guys. I love you guys so freaking much. You guys are the bomb. Purposely Calibrated. Back here next Saturday, 11 a.m. on Get Vocal, YouTube, and Facebook. Carlos Garcia will be here. Check out his page, FYI Upland. Tomorrow, I'll be doing the first ever in history Get Vocal 24-hour podcast with Kent of the 24-hour indie podcast. I'm on Sunday at 11 a.m., which is tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11/12 on 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Check me out. It will also be going to Get Vocal, Facebook, and YouTube. So whatever platform you love, come check me out, come support me, and be a part of the first 24-hour podcast. Get Vocal is allowing it to happen with Kente. So that's awesome, awesome, awesome. I was also a part of the first live 24-hour podcast on Facebook. So I'm just going to make this up a little. I'm going to go around to all the platforms and be a part of the 24-hour lives. No, have a great day. Check me out there. Laugh at My Calibration next Saturday, January 26th. Kente has offered out his venue for us. DM me for the address and come on out and laugh with me and my resident comedians, Aaron Riggs, Cosmo Johnson, James Peanut Mayfield, and friends. We will be traveling with Laugh at My Calibration, so if you want us to come to your city, let us know. We're looking at Las Vegas right now and Chicago. Oh, I'm going to Miami. Yes, going to, what's it called? Grant Cardone's 10X Growth Conference. Steve Harvey's going to be there, Elena Cardone, Ty Lopez. They're all going to be there, going to be on the stage there at the Marlins Park. And he has tickets that will drop down to $47, $100. He has $1,000 tickets too. Don't get him twisted, Grant about his money. But I think it's an amazing opportunity because it's such a big space. He opened up his pay scale to afford for other people to afford. So he's going to rack in a whole bunch of new followers and fan base that wasn't able to afford him at one point in time. But now they will, and they're going to come together. But I was actually talking with somebody. I was like, I go to these events for something different. Like my seat's like way in the back. I put it in the back so that I can get up and go talk to people and not bother people, because I feel like just because the people that are there on stage, it doesn't mean that they're the most powerful or they're the most efficient or they're the best cut out for the job or they have the best way. I believe that they have the skill set to be great, and they are great, and they're up there. But I also feel like there's greatness, equal greatness out there in that audience that has not been discovered, that has not been leveraged, calibrated with, just met with its GPS of what it needs to cultivate and flourish. So I go there for the people in the audience. I like to see how the production is set up. I study the event. I'm all about it. So I'm happy to go to this event, but I also want to talk about the networking app that he has attached to it, because he put it in the stadium, like the Marlins Stadium. There's so many people. He has like this networking app that he's going to give you access to be able to connect and collaborate with people there. So I'm very interested to see who built that app, who's behind it, what it does, its powers, its capabilities, how it functions, the usability, so I can, bring that information back to my people and probably, make the most of it and be productive and efficient with it. I was gonna say, take it and make it better, but I was like, I shouldn't say that. But that's kind of what I'm gonna do. I love that app thing, and Grant knows it's important. He knows how to give you value, and that's very valuable. Being able to connect with all those people out there. I want them to know about Get Vocal. I want them to know about Anchor. I want them to not be afraid to go on Facebook Lives. I want them to know that Instagram is the new business platform, marketing platform that's free, that could just launch your business into where you want it to go, how you want it to go. I want people like Paul to feel motivated and do what they need to do. I think a lot of people like the Grant Cardone entrepreneurs, but all walks of life of people I want to encounter, and I want to exchange and calibrate with them. So I'm very excited. So if you're going to be in Miami, I'm leaving the 31st through the 4th. So I'll be out there. I'm not booked my hotel. So if you have a couch for me to sleep on, let's do this. If you want to bunk in a room, let's do this, whatever. And let's go see Grant, Steve Harvey, Elena Cardone, and Ty Lopez, and there's a slew of other folks that are awesome, I'm sure. And let's do this. So, or if you're in Miami or you live in Miami, let's connect. Love you guys so very much. My phone number is 818-319-3313. My email is leaderlifecoach@gmail.com. My website is leaderlifecoach.com. And I look forward to calibrating with you guys. This is Purposely Calibrated. We miss you, Carlos, and we'll see you next Saturday.